Radhe Radhe, Namaste, and a very warm welcome to the story segment of the. Now, what happened once was that there were three thieves. A king was passing by the forest, and as soon as they saw him, all three of them galloped in their horses and caught hold of the king. They kidnapped the king and brought him to a secluded place. Over there, they tied him up with a rope to a tree and kept him under strict supervision. One of them said that let us kill this king and let's take away all the wealth that he has. The second thief was a little considerate. He said, no, let's not kill the king, but let us loot all the gold and diamond that the king has and let's let him go. The third thief was even more benevolent. Once the two thieves took away all the jewelry that the king had, the third thief said, "O king, I shall show you the way out of this forest." The king inquired, "But why don't you come along? You can get out of this forest." The thief said, "Oh no, dear king, I am bound to stay with my friends. I cannot come out of this forest, but you surely can." Saying so, the thief let the king out of the forest, and happily the king went back to his palace. Now, what does this story depict? We saw that the three thieves had three different types of gunas. The first thief, who wanted to murder the king, comes under the guna of tamas. The second thief is of rajasic guna because he was only interested in material possessions. The third thief now was a sattvic one because he did not want to loot the king, but he simply showed the path out to the king. Similarly, we too keep on changing our moods based on our different temperaments or based on the three gunas of the material nature. Once there was a couple. The husband said, "Oh darling, let's go watch the new film that is just released." The wife said, No. Have you heard that Swamiji is going to come to our city? Let's go and attend the satsang." The husband said, "What? Seriously, you want to go and attend a satsang? Are you out of your mind? Let's go enjoy the movie. It'll be so blissful. What is there in a satsang? You just have to do kirtan all day long. That is so boring." The wife retorted to his response, and eventually both of them got into a huge fight. At last, they departed ways. The husband went for the movie and the wife went for the satsang. What happened over here is that initially the wife was in sattvic gun. That is why she wanted to go to the satsang, while the husband was in the rajoguna, and that is why he wanted to increase the pleasure of his senses. He wanted to enjoy a nice thriller movie. And when they both started fighting, it was the demon of tamoguna which had overpowered them. Everything that we do in our day-to-day lives are based upon these three gunas. Whatever we do are propelled by these three gunas. That is why at different points of the day, we feel differently and we express differently. But Sri Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that rise above all these three gunas and situate yourself in Shuddha Sattva. Now, what is Shuddha Sattva? Shuddha Sattva is a state which is attained by the saints who completely attach their mind to God. We too have to practice attaching our mind to God. Any action which is performed in these three material gunas is surely going to bind us. But if we start practicing offering each and every action of ours to the Supreme Lord, that is going to liberate us from these three modes of material nature. And we'll reach a state where our minds do not get disturbed by the torments of Maya, but instead we will ever stay peaceful and calm, as our mind will always be attached to God. Let us aspire for that ultimate goal of loving God 24/7. Like someone said it perfectly, that the verse 2.47 drives us to love God 24/7. The verse tells us, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Offer all your works unto God. Let us practice this very true teaching of the Bhagavad Gita and elevate ourselves in our life and inculcate this loving devotion towards God and remember Him 24/7. Remember this amazing formula from the Bhagavad Gita and continue listening or reading more and more stories from the Bhagavad Gita, a commentary written by none other than Swami Mukundananda. I'll see you all with yet another story. Until then, educate, elevate, empower. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.